This is the lower end of the Kidron Valley. You can see how steep it is. On the right, you find the city of David. There's archaeological activity in there, and I'll show you a video later of the city of David, but you can see the steep slope here. This is a Muslim area on the left, and it's a very dangerous area for non-Muslims, especially when the Muslims are in a feisty mood. But I'm going to walk you up the Kidron Valley. This is the lower end. Again, that's the lower end of the Kidron Valley, but as you can see, as we move up the Kidron Valley, very quickly you get to the Mount of Olives, and that is the Mount of Olives. And again, this is still toward the lower end of the Kidron Valley. This is the Temple Mount. It's on the western side of the Kidron Valley, and that's where we are. We're standing on the eastern side of the Temple Mount, facing the Kidron Valley, but this is what you see from down in the valley. We're not in the valley yet, but this is what you see on the eastern side of the Temple Mount. All right, we're heading down into the Kidron Valley now. We're facing the Mount of Olives, and as you pan toward the north, you begin to see monuments and other things that have been built in there, and of course there are a lot of graves in there. As you go farther down into the valley, these monuments, they're tombs actually, begin to become very visible. When we get down into the floor of the valley, I'll take you right up to those monuments and you'll see them. I'm going to pan out now so you can get a picture of what it looks like. This is the Kidron Valley, and again, we're going down into the Kidron Valley, and to give you a good idea of where we are, to the right of that monument, you see that's the Mount of Olives. So that's where we are. And here we are a little farther down in the Kidron Valley. In the Bible, the Kidron Valley is called the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And if you want to do an interesting Bible study, look up the Valley of Jehoshaphat. You'll be surprised. But we're heading down now into the floor of the Kidron Valley, and we're almost there. And when we get to that monument in front of you, I'll walk back up this way a little bit and get you right in front of those monuments so you can see what they look like. All right, we're almost in the floor of the Kidron Valley here, but I want to pan to the left and let you see something that you'll be interested in. That is the church built over the stone that the Messiah sweated blood on. That's the Garden of Gethsemane over there, on the other side of the Kidron Valley. Okay, we're at the very floor now of the Kidron Valley, and this is a monument in the floor of the Kidron Valley. All these monuments have names. The names are really not important because they don't know whose tombs these are. They give them names as if they do, but they don't. But we're in the floor of the Kidron Valley looking at the monuments here. Look at the slope here. We're down in the Kidron Valley. Look at the slope here on the right. This is on the eastern side of the Temple Mount going down into the valley. This is the floor of the valley, and as you can see, you pan across the floor and the monuments are in the floor of the valley on the on the right-hand side, on the eastern side of the valley, and they go up on a very steep slope. You can see the monuments now. We're in the floor looking up. Those flowers, they're actually weeds, but they are nice flowers as well. I'm going to go a little bit deeper so you can see those monuments from the front. Again, you're looking at the monuments. They have names. I'm repeating this. The names are irrelevant. They don't know whose monuments those are. And here we are directly in front of one of these monuments. You can see how it was carved out of solid rock. That was someone's tomb. Whose? I don't know. Okay, I told you that all of these monuments have names. This one is called Absalom's tomb. I don't know whose tomb it is, but I know whose tomb it is not. It is not Absalom's tomb. They call it that, though. Still, you can see it's carved out of solid rock, literally. The monument was carved in place. There are no stones moved in there. So somebody with a lot of money built that tomb a long, long time ago. They've given it the name Absalom's tomb. Absalom was David's son. Okay, this is the north side of the Kidron Valley. As you can see, there are olive trees in there, and on the right is the church over the stone where the Messiah sweated blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. Okay, we're on the far eastern side now of the Kidron Valley, looking back toward the Temple Mount, and directly in front of you is the eastern gate, or the Golden Gate of the Temple Mount, and it is right there. That gate is the gate that the Messiah will use when he enters the temple area, when he returns. They blocked it up, the Muslims did, they blocked it up to prevent his return. And they put a graveyard in front of it so that he won't walk across graves. I'm laughing, I apologize. They don't know, they don't have any idea who the Messiah is. That's the Temple Mount on the eastern side. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see the top of the dome for the Dome of the Rock. And its proximity with the eastern gate, the Golden Gate.